little intro thing, I guess. If it still works. I think it does. Yep.
Welcome back to the Max Effort Kitchen podcast. We got a great segment for you. It's called The Athlete and the Chef. So sit back, relax, and let's go.
To the Max Effort Kitchen podcast. We have Athlete and the Chef show here. It's been a while. We're back. Cornell, how you doing, man? Time. Yeah, it has.
Good, you?
I'm doing well. As well as I can be right now, but I'm doing well.
What do you mean? What's new? What's going on with you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll 6 weeks ago, I had a fun little injury, ruptured my Achilles tendon, and it has blown my world up. And I think it depends on when you ask me, but it's blown my world up in the best way. Let's just put it that way. I'm realizing a lot of things, and we'll get into a ton of them. But I think, when I first shot a message out to you the other day, I was like, hey, let's do a life after weightlifting type show. And maybe that's what this will be. But hey, I want to say first and foremost, the idea here is not to say that weightlifting is life, but it's to say that we don't have to be weightlifters to be badasses. I don't know, to be functioning humans, to have a good life, to be successful. And I think that's a big part of what I'm learning.
No, I love that. I think that for me, weightlifting was such a part of my identity for over a decade.
Yeah.
That it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how to leave it. And I'm not saying I'm still not saying I want to leave it, but I was like, I've never taken a break.
Yeah.
I've had a week off. I've had minor injuries where it's like, I don't think realistically I've ever had more than 10 days where I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I haven't done anything in almost 2 months, because if that injury happened to you 6 weeks ago, then I don't even know how long it's been for me.
Yeah. I'm officially today's Thursday. Yes, today's Thursday, and it is officially 4 weeks post-op. It happened 2 weeks before the operation. So
wow.
Yeah, it's moving. It is moving. Coming home from that meet that day was something else. And, I was in the ER for 4 hours, and they didn't know what the heck they were doing, and they were looking at the wrong foot, and, it was funny. I thought I was going to have to change everything. And I thought that, what am I going to do? I'm going to be, and this is very vain, I'm going to be this little skinny twerp walking around here, and then reality actually hit. And I started jumping into routines and being this person that didn't focus on, well, when am I going to lift? When am I going to get on the platform today? What's my week look like in weightlifting? When's my next meet? Do I need to communicate with my coach? I need to eat. That's a big one. I need to eat to be able to weight lift today. The one thing that I told myself in this whole situation, and my wife definitely helped, is it was like, don't make any decisions. There's no need to make any decisions on a weird brain like this.
Yeah.
You were kind of fortunate because I'm not going to say fortunate, but you had the ability to make the decision. I had a decision made for me that's forcing me towards good decisions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was definitely one of my things that I always felt, is that my goal in weightlifting was to be able to, I'm not going to say walk away, but step back, step away.
Yeah.
Choose to have it be less of who I was and everything that I dumped into it. And I didn't want it to be taken away from me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying yours is taken away from you, because you got a sucky injury, but it's not like you can't do this anymore.
Correct.
It's not like something terrible happened to your knee or your shoulder or both or elbows or stuff like that, where it's like that's career ending. It's like it's a nice old speed bump in the road, but you have come back from this injury before.
I have.
So
yeah. And in the big scheme of injuries, people hear about it and they're like, oh my God, like, and, obviously I have a very skewed outlook here because I've gone through it before. But there's the one thing that has been very clear is it's temporary. And there's another thing that's opening up in my life and I'm really interested. I don't know if I've talked with you about this at all much, but I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about it and if it's the same. But I was sitting at dinner on Monday night, and I have noticed that like my wife and I have been getting along really well. Not to say we were like fighting a lot, but life was go, go, go. And we had maybe an hour to hang out, and we didn't really hang out. We was like still getting shit ready for the next day. But now we have all this time and we're getting along really well. The kids are getting along really well with them. And I looked at her on Monday and we were eating dinner. I was like, hey, was weightlifting the bane of our like arguing or like maybe our butting of heads? And she's like, she goes, I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to say no either. She's like, you came out of the garage with an edge on you. You got all this caffeine in you. You maybe had a bad day. You maybe had a good day and you're like flying high. She's like, but this change that I've seen in your demeanor and the way you are and in the house is like 1,000 times different. And she's like, I love it. We're getting to eat dinner and watch shows together again. And the simplest of things. It's that's been a huge benefit coming out of this and seeing. Now, have you experienced, obviously you've been moving, so you have different circumstances and you kind of been away from your family a little bit, but now that they're there, are you seeing like changes in that aspect in relationships?
Yes and no. My problem right now is I'm still working my freaking tail off trying to get the house ready.
Yes.
A couple of things that are outside of my control that I can't control. And up until this coming weekend, I should have it basically as done as I can have it. And now I'm just waiting for other people to finish their jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been putting in 10 to 12 hour days, 7 days a week.
Dang.
Like to the point where before I was at the Airbnb with the family and I was staying with Heather and Jimmy, there were a couple times where I'd come back for dinner because they like to eat dinner around 5:30. And I was like, it's going to be light for another 3 hours. And then I would drive 20 minutes back to the house and keep working.
Yeah.
And like I was trying to get this push to get as far as I could before they got here. And then now that they're here, it's like I'm not working as much, but I'm still feel like I'm behind because it's not going to be ready. And unfortunately now, as of 3 days ago, we found out from the cabinet people that they're going to be a month late. They're already 2 weeks later than they were supposed to be. And they said by the end of the month. So it's just one of those sucky situations that we're going to have to deal with, but and so you're not really in that position where you're feeling that yet. I'll be interested in the future when house is done. And I think I would assume that you're getting close to moving in, but you're like, your house done is probably like a pretty far bet, right? The inside, let's just say if we had cabinets here, if cabinets showed up tomorrow, we could get the counters templated in about tomorrow's Friday. We could probably I could have them all installed by the end of the weekend. We could template Monday and they would install the following Monday.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is more of like the point where you're sitting on the couch watching a show and you don't have house stuff to do.
I'd say I'm 5 weeks from that.
Damn, that's awesome. That's a lot. Okay.
But I'm also a week and a half from that
No.
because there's going to be this downtime where there's like, all right, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. That does suck. Well, this idea that like, and I guess I'm painting this picture that weightlifting was like a big thorn in my ass, which it wasn't. I love it. Still do. I still watch a lot of weightlifting videos and wish that I could be doing it. And I'm still, when I go down to my gym, I'm still wishing that I could be doing it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So yeah, I've definitely noticed a different change because I knew that it was something that I was going to keep doing until I officially moved.
Yeah.
And then I plan on doing it again, but we didn't talk about any of this stuff, but I'm just going to put some stuff out there.
Yeah.
I am, I believe, officially retired through USAW.
Okay.
And I have chosen to go the route of I'm on TRT now.
Nice.
So I'm no longer competing.
Right.
So I'm still weightlifting, but I'm not a weightlifter anymore, according to the rules that are put in place by the stupid made up rules that are whatever.
Yeah.
But also
I
am blown away how many people are just who are coaches, who are competing and all these things, who are pushing peptides. And I'm like, these aren't allowed in sport.
No, they are definitely not. And go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that, like, I know a lot of research. I've done a lot of research on a lot of this stuff. I like to know what I'm about to do and what the repercussions could be and what the long-term effects can be. And I'm learning more and more that weightlifting is American weightlifting is not clean. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's really
tested.
Not.
It doesn't mean it's clean.
Correct.
So, but like all these people that I've known for years that are now getting peptide sponsors, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I kind of asked a couple of them, like, how does this work with you, like competing? Like, oh, it's out of your system by the time you go compete. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's one way to look at it, right?
I just got to a point where I knew this was coming, and I've known a lot of people who are on TRT, and it was just something where I'm like, I'm tired of my hobby dictating the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I will say, if I was not on TRT now, there's no way I would be on like day 60 of 10 to 12 hour work days and waking up the next day and not feeling like complete death. And it's given me more energy than I know. I would have done this so long ago if I knew the benefits of it. So
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I think that's it's a really smart move. And you said something about the peptides, and I was going to bring this up because I think I still have a USAW thing. I don't know if I'm ever going to compete again. And if this ruins it, then I'll whatever. But I am taking what's called the Wolverine blend. Okay. And what that is the TB 500 and BPC 517 or 157. The numbers and names mean nothing. What it is it is a peptide, and what it does is it is a chain of amino acids that are like superpower and supposed to help tissue grow back together at a faster rate. Now, did I just go out there and find this from anybody? No, I had a doctor prescribe it for me, and I've been taking it every day. And I have a follow-up with this doctor first week of August. My first follow-up with this doctor said, hey, you're about a week ahead of time right now in your recovery, given your mobility and what you're doing. I'm really excited to see where they're at right now. I'm off crutches. I'm walking. I'm almost weight bearing. I'm weight bearing with a boot on, but I can stand there without the boot on and fully, like I can put about 75% of my weight on that foot. I started driving today. I drove about a half a mile to one of our restaurants, and I, checked in on him. I don't think that should be happening right now. So there's a lot to it, and I don't know, like peptides is a big question mark to me, but where I was at And in my headspace, my first and foremost, my main goal in this healing process is to be able to put 2 shoes on and walk around like a functioning ass adult, because that's not happening right now. And I notice it's really obvious when I get into public and I have this boot and I'm walking around and people are like passing me like I'm on the freeway, dude. It's like I'm slow. This world moves fast. But I'm here to say that, like, we don't know peptides. Peptides are not anything that is FDA approved, but I'm willing to try it. Like you said, I'm not going to let a hobby dictate my life. And I love that. That was a perfect way to say that.
And one other thing that I would definitely say is I don't give a crap what's FDA approved and what's not.
Yeah.
Because seeing all of the BS that they're approving with the fake lab grown meats, and
Yep.
I don't know how much you follow that rabbit hole, but
it's bad.
Unfortunately, I'm never eating at Kentucky Fried Chicken again. I'm not eating at McDonald's ever again. I think it one other major one where we knew Taco Bell wasn't meat.
We knew that wasn't real meat.
I don't think that was lab grown though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point.
But some of these places are FDA approved, serving this fake lab grown chicken and not telling people. Like, at least when the Impossible stuff came out, like, they were advertising it as Impossible, and it was impossible to sell because no one wanted that crap.
Yeah.
So, but if they're approving all of that and saying it's totally healthy and all this and that, but they don't want to approve something realistically, like, I've done a lot of research on peptides, and the reason that they don't want to approve it is because they can't patent it. And if they can't patent it, they can't make money on it.
Correct.
So FDA has lost all credibility with me. So
I've lost, being in the food industry. I never once believed in FDA. I don't believe in these big, you watch that growing up. I think I watched the Food Inc. thing, and it talks about like Monsanto and all that shit. This all must be, it all basically is just politics and money. And that's really what it is. The next person wants to rely on FDA, let them rely. I don't. I do what just like you said, I'm not like blindly putting something in my body. I'm actually doing the research and figuring out what it is and all this stuff. And if this is working, which I feel it is, I'm really happy about that. And I think that that's an advantage to be able to have a medicine like this, to be able to get me to be able to walk around like a human again, because that's my only goal right now. I've had people be like, well, when do you think you're going to be on the platform? And this is no bad talk to Joe, but his first question to me was, how long's the recovery? And that was at the freaking, that was at the meet that it happened at. And I just looked at him and I go, year. Like I was juiced up on a bunch of caffeine and ibuprofen. And so I wasn't feeling the thing. People were like, wow, you're in good spirits right now. And I was like, hey, well, I don't feel it. So I don't know what you're talking about. But we can't, it's a part of the healing process. We take other medicines. So why not try this one? I think it's working. And, I'm healing at a pretty good rate. There's also the fact of, I want to not just put 2 shoes on. I want to be able to go to work. I'm a father. I'm trying to be, coach for my kids' sports. I want to be a part of my kids' active life. Like that to me should be dictating my life, not weightlifting.
Yeah. So here's some of the other benefits that I am definitely seeing.
Yeah.
I've been sore, but I have not been in physical pain for almost 3 months now. Like that pain that when you're just so achy, not sore from like your legs are beat up, but sore from or just achy. Like I can't lift today because my body's not allowing me to.
Yeah.
And the other part that we haven't really talked about I'm working out 5 days a week, like 4 to
Right.
5 days a week still right now. I joined a gym once I got here. It's a group fitness class. It's definitely not CrossFit. It's like there's like CrossFit, and then there's Metcons, and then there's the idiot High Rocks, which is just like motors but no skill, and literally anyone can do it. There's a High Rocks class, and I've done a couple of them. Like, this is the stupidest thing ever. And then there's the class that I do.
Okay.
I'm in the geriatric class. I'm almost the youngest one. I think there's a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
There's a 75-year-old named Sue. There's Harry, who's 76. There's like, I'm the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was like, all right, I'm just going to sign up for this. I'm just going to do it. I want to keep moving. I want to use different muscles. And it was like, I got sore for the first time in my life in almost 10 years.
Nice.
And I'm like,
I like
all
that.
that said to me is I'm using muscles that I have not used in I've used them, but I haven't really pushed them in almost a decade.
Yeah.
And I'm able to squat now. I hadn't squatted realistically in years. I'm squatting twice a week. I'm doing deadlifts, pulling like twice a week. I'm actually doing bench press, which I still don't like, but
yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I'm running, I'm doing cardio, and like now all of a sudden, like I'm not just beating time caps, I'm like halving the time caps on some of these workouts.
Nice.
And like
That's
I'm
great.
pushing I feel I'm pushing harder in these classes than I ever pushed in weightlifting, because it's like you're going to do this for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But then there's also 40 minutes of other stuff. There's going to be 15 minutes of warm up. There's going to be a strength portion. There's a cool down. So I feel like I'm working harder. I'm just doing different stuff, and I'm using I'm using my body all around. And so it's not like I went on TRT and then I stopped working out and I'm like, oh, my body feels great, blah, blah, blah. It must be the drugs are giving me all this energy.
That's not how that works. Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know if I brought this up on the polo a while ago. I saw a video. I think it was probably like 4 months ago now. It was back in February. Yeah, that's right. And it was social media video, whatever. But it was an old, not old. She's actually looks pretty young. Her name is Hunter something. She used to be, yeah, Hunter Elam. And she was on there talking about when she was a weightlifter, she snatched, she clean and jerked, and she squatted, and she did some minor accessories. But then she's like, then I stopped. And I realized that I was not an athlete. I didn't have the twitch muscles. My tendons were actually pretty weak. I was not training as an athlete. I was training to be a weightlifter. And I think there's a big difference there. And so, and that stuck in my brain when I saw it. And I really and I even saved the video because I remember talking to my wife about it. And I'm like, what do you think of this? Like, this is something. And I had already known I wasn't going to nationals because of some scheduling stuff. And my next meet was in June, which is where all this happened. And so there's this tumultuous feeling in my stomach and my head about like, where's my next movement? Last year was great in weightlifting. I loved it. I hit all the major competitions I wanted to, even worlds. And I accomplished those goals. And so coming into this year, I was like, where am I going? And then I didn't do the nationals. And then I come up to get about 2 weeks to this event. And I remember being like, I don't even want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than hindsight 2020 bullshit of like, man, I should have listened to my gut. But as many people have told me, and many people have reached out to me and been like, dude, this is, maybe God had a plan for you, or life was supposed to do this to get you to slow the frick down, to get you to realize that, hey, weightlifting is here, but you need to start doing other things if you want to consider, longevity and fitness and athletics and enjoy your life. Enjoy your life.
Yeah.
With your kids and your family. So it's an interesting thought.
I really like that thing that you said Hunter Elam was saying. And it is something that I have talked with a handful of people. Like Marpolo with Nick and Jamie, and then a handful of other people. And I was like, I feel, and this isn't the drugs talking. I feel like I could come back to weightlifting and be very happy weightlifting again.
Yeah.
And hit some goals that I haven't hit yet. I don't know how much I'm willing to push and how much I'm willing to put into it, because I kind of feel like I like how well-rounded my body is feeling, but I really do want to go and snatch something. And
yeah, totally.
Like the gym is under, someone else bought it, and then they're doing this whole new like intro, bringing just as many people in as they can because they're trying to like recoup their money. And I get it, it's a business, but they're doing a barbell class in like a week or two. And they're like, yeah, if you take the barbell class, then we're going to start adding in some barbell movements into the workouts. And I asked the coach, I'm like, do I have to do the barbell class to do the weightlifting movements? And he goes, no. He's like,
yeah, no.
If it was up to me, you would be teaching this barbell class.
yeah, totally.
But I'm like, I really want to do something with the bar. It's kind of cool because I'm doing the same type of strength thing for the last 7 weeks in a row. And it's like, we bench on Tuesday, we squat on Monday and Wednesday, we deadlift on, I think Tuesday. It's been progressive. And week 1, I deadlifted for a triple like 315 pounds. Everything's in pounds, so I'm just going to go with pounds. I'm not going to do the burger right now.
There you go.
But I was also lifting with a couple other guys who were roughly my age, a little older. One of them's younger. And I was like, they're like, how much do you want? Or I said to them, or no, I think they asked me, they're like, how much weight would you like? I said, you just put it on the bar and I'll lift it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I can lift a lot more than this. So let's just see where you guys can go. And we're hitting triples. So we worked up to 315.
Nice.
Well, I went for 475 yesterday and the weights fell off the bar after the first rep, on the second rep when it was halfway up. And it was going up no problem. And I'm doing no belt and no weightlifting shoes and no straps. So 475 is a number that I didn't like pulling a long time ago.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I had it for 3, but in 6 weeks, I'm going from 315 to 475. The goal is going to be 500 pounds next week. And I'm going to put clips on because apparently you need clips. But,
yeah, that's the thing. And what you're talking about, like you're saying, like we squat on Mondays and Wednesdays and we deadlift, like that's what I'm moving into. My goal, like I said, is to be able to wear 2 shoes. Once I get into that and I start doing a full rounded fitness program, it's going to look, there's going to be some weightlifting in there. There's going to be some CrossFit in there. There's going to be some running in there maybe, or just fast walking. But I'm going to be treating it more of a performance training rather than specified sports. And I really am looking forward to it. And the more I think about it and the more because I sit there and I write it down on paper and then I scratch off a bunch of things and I start a new thing. And the more I sit there and do that, the more I'm going to find out what's going to work for me, what I like to do, and what this next chapter looks like. And I won't give up weightlifting. I mean, Max, where is it? Max Effort Kitchen. It was built off of out of weightlifting and food. Like it's not going away. But what it is it's just a different mindset on, hey, I want to be still a part of the sport, but I'm going to be a part of it in a different way. And I think that's perfectly okay. Some people might have some things to say about that statement, but I don't really care. So I think it's about what makes you happy. And that's really all we can focus on in life.
Yeah, I'm trying to just change from being like a one-trick pony to like much more well-rounded, and just able to do so much more stuff and not like not have breathing problems and not having like aches and pains all the time, and like,
dude. Yeah.
like having to pick something up only with the left hand because your back is so tight you can't reach down with your right. I don't like that anymore.
No.
And
Or getting out of the car and your
say,
hips are so tight, you know, like, yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
One person did ask me at the gym, they're like, do you think you should have been doing this while weightlifting?
That's where I was going to go with
And I was like, that's a great question. I don't think if you want to be the best weightlifter that you can be, I think you need to push as hard as I pushed and as hard as you pushed. But I think that I wouldn't do these things side by side, but I would definitely have probably switched to like every 3 months of every year back, like not 3 individual months, but I would take a 3-month hiatus from weightlifting. I would go straight back to this. I know that the strength is not going to go away. The cardio is going to be like, you're going to be able to do so much more with the motor. You're going to strengthen all the other muscles. Like some of the best teams out there. I remember listening to Walt Neubauer with East Coast Gold.
Yep.
He's like, there's no point in going heavy certain times of the year if you're not if you want to go heavy at the competition times. And we both came from a team that was like, you go heavy every day or you're a freaking pussy and you shouldn't be doing this and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's real fun, but it's also like how you don't get better.
Yeah.
So when we were on that team, I was doing a lot less heavy stuff and people were like, oh, you're going heavy all the time. I'm like, it's not really, if you look at percentage wise, it's not that heavy. I'm just stronger than you.
Exactly.
But I feel like, I think I snatched 200. I snatched 135.
Yeah.
Like a week before I left.
Yeah. I remember that.
You give me, and I can't be held accountable for this because I'm not doing this at the moment. But if you wanted me to snatch 135 again, give me 4 weeks. I could do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about it because I'm like, my body feels so good. I mean, I've done other than an empty bar, because I play around with the empty bar every once in a while. And I'm just like, I want to still I go down into the bottom of a snatch and I'm wearing flat shoes and I'm making sure that I maintain this mobility.
Yep.
I had 185 pounds on the bar a week and a half ago. And I looked at my coach and I said, hey, watch this. And I muscle snatched it.
Yeah.
So like I've done a lot more than that, but that's really the only real snatch that I've done in 2 months.
Nice.
So I'm like, I know stuff is there. It's like, if you have that knowledge of, and the longevity and the being in the sport this long, you know, it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like it's not there right now. You know what it takes to get there, but I know it's not too far away to become unattainable. Right.
Yeah. And, you know, that with the question you started with when somebody asked you, you know, should you be doing that alongside? I had a very similar question where a buddy came up from Eugene and he was like, hey, I'm gonna stop by and see you. So he stopped by and he's like, do you think that if you were training more well-rounded that this wouldn't have happened? And I was like, dude, there's no way to tell. There was no indication that this was happening. The only thing that I knew was I was pushing very hard. I was moving towards a 260,
200 kilo squat, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hit that. I was hitting 190 every Monday for a set of 5. Like you did like a lot of reps at 170 in the front squat. I remember. Was it 3x3 and you missed the last one? Yes.
Like, I don't think I talked to you about that, but I talked to a handful of people. I'm like, what's more impressive, 200 back squat or a almost 3x3, like 8 out of 9 front squat at 170? You're like, front squat at 170. A single to these people is more impressive at 170 than 200 back squat. And you did a 3x3.
Yeah. I mean, Cornell, we talk enough. You saw the, from December to where I was at, I was every Saturday I was throwing up a new weight, a new PR, a new, even if it was just 1 kilo, like I was pushing really hard. And maybe that's what led to this. Who knows? But you can never look back and be like, well, I should have been doing this, or I should have been. No, what happens in life is you learn, you get something that happens, and then you learn a lesson, and then you move forward in a way that doesn't happen again. And who knows? I don't think I'm going to rupture another Achilles. Knock on wood, because that would be really bad.
That's one of those freak accidents where, like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And it could have happened by you stepping off of the curb wrong.
Right.
And at least it happened doing what you enjoy doing, and it didn't happen on your walk into the meet or something like that. That's a really good point. And I thought about that. I was like, that could have happened downstairs in my garage. And how pissed I would have been if it happened in training. I was still mad, but at the same point, I had 145 kilos above my head, and I didn't drop it on myself. So that tells you something, right? And I think I made it, actually, but hey, whatever. I would have given it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I still took first place in my whatever in the Masters. Who cares? But the well-rounded. I want to be well-rounded. I'm not worried about so much of like my physique. I'm worried about like things you said, like breathing heavy going up a stairs, not being able to go to the track with my kids and run around and do fun shit, and like being able to be out and coaching all day and like have fun with my kids on that football field or on the track with Maddie. Like I want to be able to do stuff like that. Like that to me makes me happy. And this is one thing that injuries will do to you, is they will show you what's important and what makes you happy. Cause dude, I didn't leave this house for 4 weeks. Like, that was sketchy for a second there. But like, I was shown very clearly what needed to happen, and boy, it makes me happy to think about the future. Definitely. Right. Yeah.
No, that's great. No, I think back to that whole, like, could you do it side by side? I think that if I was programming for somebody, which I don't, so don't ask.
Right.
I would say, like, hey, we're going to do 3 months of this. And what that's going to do is it's going to fill your freaking cup as full as possible. Like, it's going to be as full. And then you're going to transition into actual weightlifting, and you're going to start using up like the additional protection that you did for your body.
Yeah.
And you're going to push and you're going to push and you're going to push. And I would do a meet 3 months in, and then I would do a meet probably 3 to 5 months later. And I would want to have a meet 3 months in to be like, hey, we're going to train for this and we're going to go do this meet. And then we're going to take a week or two off, and maybe you can do some of this other stuff. We're just going to move. And then we're going to actually start the meet we want for the year, the big meet, the big something. And then you're just going to drain that cup, and you're going to take every last ounce out of it. And our old coach used to say some stuff about, when you're going to a weightlifting meet, you're in the worst shape of your life. You're going to be the strongest, but you're realistically only going to be good for 3 heavy lifts. After that, the next day you think you're dying, and there's no reason for that.
No, that's
but
true.
It's because you're so peaked, and you're such a finely tuned machine that all you're good for are those 6 lifts. And so that's going to be the strongest you've ever been, the most precise you've ever been, and the worst shape you've ever been in.
Yeah. That's like, I hear you say that, and it makes complete sense, because like, obviously I haven't felt the sore for a while, or I haven't felt the hurt for a while. So but I think back and I'm like, yeah, getting out of the car really sucked, or walking up the stairs really sucked. And you're right, dude, when you get to that meet, you feel ready. And I remember leading up to this one, I asked Joe, I was like, boy, I'm I'm torn up more than I ever have been right now. And he's like, that's because you're going to hit big weights. And I'm like, cool. But it was a serious push. And boy, did I feel like shit. And boy, did I was lifting really well at the time too. So it's such a weird phenomenon to think of that. Like, how does that justify in somebody's head that I'm going to go lift a bunch of weights, but I'm actually in the worst shape of my life? Well, I think we see it all the time. People get hurt. People get out of the sport. People can't make the lifts, bomb out in the competitions because maybe they're not that great, actually. Or they're in good shape, but they're not in good weightlifting shape. I don't know, man. It's such a crazy sport to me.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. One of these Greek myths, myth of Icarus.
Okay.
The whole point in pushing yourself and competing is like the Icarus thing. It's you're trying to see how close to the sun you can get before it kills you. And that's exactly what we're doing with weightlifting is we're like, how much can I push and how much weight can I lift and how much can I see what my body's capable of? And I would say the majority, I would say 90% plus of weightlifters that I know aren't willing to see how close they can get to failure.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying failure like, oh, I missed a lift, but failure like it's gonna, like, if I don't ever lift again, I'm going for this attempt no matter what.
Right.
And I'd say 90% of the people that I've ever lifted with, maybe more, are not willing to have that mindset. And that is, I believe, the mindset that got me to the numbers that I got to at my peak.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to take a step back and look at it and be like, that was rough. I don't know if I have another run in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then freaking Worlds was in Vegas.
And then Worlds came.
I went for it and got too close to the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, like I said earlier, being too close, or like you said, being too close to that sun, or life will show you the way. This is the beautiful thing about being, as a human and whatever, is that I've always learned this way, where I've gotten to a certain point where it's like, okay, you need to back off. No, I'm going to push harder. No, we're going to make you back off. Like, it's like the learned by consequence thing. And that's exactly what you're talking about, which is, getting too close to that sun. You're going to burn the shit. You're going to die, in the theory of those words. And I think you're right. There are not enough people out there that are willing to push that hard. I could even say that maybe I wasn't even pushing that hard. I don't know. I was pushing pretty damn hard. So who knows? I got pretty damn close to the sun. Let's just say that.
No, I think this last training cycle, because you called me a couple times. You're like, I'm dying here. What should I do? I'm like, you committed to this. You got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I saw that in you.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that I recently heard, and it made a big impact on me, where like with my move and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they said, you're on the right path if you don't see the path anymore.
Love it. God, I love that, dude. That is awesome. Is it a good feeling? It's a good feeling, right? Like, to feel that, like, holy crap. I don't know about you, but I can't specifically say I've felt that path yet, but I've felt it. I've gotten close to it. But to think that you're seeing that's kind of what you're living is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing in weightlifting, where like, even with a coach and with a program and all that stuff, they can only point you in that direction. But it's not until you are like terrified and not knowing what's going on, and you're like, next lift, next day, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. It's just gonna keep going. And no coach can get you to that podium. It's something that you have to like step out and go on your own.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
yeah,
that's the truth right there. No coach, no friend, no nothing is going to get you there besides your own will and determination and the ability to stop worrying about what that next step is, where that's going to take you. Because, and, you know, coming from you right now, that is really powerful you just moved across the United States. And I've said this on Polo like a couple times. You and your family just moved across the United States, never have lived out of San Diego. And you said, you know what, we're doing this. And it's been very inspiring. And I keep saying it on the Polo, but I'm going to say it again. It's inspiring to watch somebody do it in a way that you're doing it, because you're not like, yes, you're calculated, but you're also like, you know what? Hey, the Max thing. Well, they found her dog, so I guess we're gonna have to go back to San Diego and get him. You know, it's you're calculated with the ability to be flexible and pivot, and I think that can be translated into weightlifting. I think it can be translated into our fitness or our ability to be athletic is. And that's one thing that weightlifting is like very specific about. You got to do these three things. You have to do these three things. So having the ability to pivot is very hard.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think the other part with the weightlifting and that whole like phrase and stuff, the coach isn't going to get you there. A program isn't going to get you there, but training partners can.
Yeah.
But they're not holding your hand when you're doing that. It's kind of like, have you been wakeboarding or water skiing or anything like that?
Yep. Both. Yeah.
You know, when you want to kind of be done and the boat will turn and it'll whip you out and then you let go and you just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we used to do a lot of doubles and we were wild and crazy kids.
Right.
Doing flips over each other, just being stupid. But like there was times where we're like, all right, we're done. Just take us to the shore. And then the boat would turn, it would whip us, and then we'd just get flung. And it's like, we're on different paths, but we're both flying that way. And I feel like that's totally how having the right training partner, where it's like, we're both going to go as far as we can go, but there's going to be a point where like, you just have to let go and see where it goes. So,
yeah, I think you're right about that. I will say there's one caveat to the training partner that I fell short with, which is I depended on it too much. You can, you training partners will get you there. And having that person to push you is awesome. But the second that person's not there and doesn't show up, you still got to have the determination to do it. And you got either that or go find another training partner. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the thing about with depending on another person to be able to bring you success. It's the same thing we've talked about with coaches. No coach, no program will get you there. You just said that. You got to have something in here and a lot up here to be able to do it. And I look forward to the future. I look forward to see what happens. I look forward to seeing how your stuff goes down. I know you've said us a couple other like modalities that you want to try, like the jiu-jitsus and stuff like that. I just sent you a dude that I've been kind of following. I've had a little bit too much time on social media, but I've been kind of following this guy, and check him out. His name's Ivan something. He's Yugoslavian or I don't know, but his training is awesome. Like if I could do what he does, it would be really cool. He sells programs. I might buy one of his programs and just do it. But it's a lot. It's a lot of Kung Fu. It's a lot of, like it's going to take you back to a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where they're like there's a move, there's something he's doing, or he did a video where he's doing a push-up and a monk is like kicking him in the every time he goes up, he kicks him in the stomach.
That's why you need a training partner.
Yeah, exactly. I think my kids or my wife would love to do that to me. Well, but yeah, dude, a lot to talk about here, but this has been a really good show, a really timed right, I think, show.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I think one of the other things that I think is kind of cool is we both are going through like big changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was totally on accident.
Was not even meant for it. Yeah, it worked out really well, didn't it? And there's so much more to come too. So there's always that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, Cornell, thank you very much, man. I love. Forgot how much I love these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get one going here soon again.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit different than just weightlifting. I think there'll be a lot of other things involved. So it might be more like the ex weightlifters, and one of them's a good chef.
Yeah.
But
what are you talking about, dude? You cook really well. What do you? You're a great chef. I think that the athlete and the chef is the name, but this is going to be so much more than that. It's going to be all kinds of fun things. We're going to hear updates on your house. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about our fitness stuff. We're going to talk about families, our lives, our whatever. It's not all weightlifting, so it's all good. All right, buddy. Everybody, thank you for listening. And I hope everybody has a good one. Enjoy the show, and we'll be back soon. Adios.
Cool.